light and love to you, and welcome to the Brave Heart Healing Channel. I am the lovely Kiana Nicole. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, definitely go ahead and hit that like and that subscribe button. It definitely helps me out a great deal. And in all honoring of the 6/6 portal of all of the busyness of June, I am going to shout out the 6th person who comments on this channel and shout you guys out in my next video. So definitely do that so I can shout you out. Gonna be trying something new here to shake things up a bit. Well, y'all, we are here. I had stated that I was going to make a video regarding Jupiter going into Cancer. Y'all, this is an exciting time. Not only is it an exciting time, it's a very high energy time. Where we really definitely want to make sure that we are aligned with the energy. Say something to the side before I go into this reading here of the planets that, you know, in spite of everything that's going on the surface level within our world, within the things that are happening within the system, the things that are happening to the system, the chaos, the fear, the stress, the negativity, all of that has been put before you by design. Okay? It is up to you as an individual, as a celestial being, not to give in to the fear and the manipulations and the control that the powers that be or system in its essence wants you to feed off of. The energy that you give to a certain situation is giving it light. You don't have to ignore it, but you are what you give your attention to. You create your own reality. And in essence of that, you know, you can do anything and everything you want to do. You don't have to listen to anything that, you know, the news say, or if they're constantly saying all of these negative things. Yeah, we know it's happening, but what can you do about it? What is it going to do by you worrying about it? There's nothing for you to worry because you're in an exciting time, and it's a time for positivity. It's a time for abundance. It's a time for love. It's a time for elevation. It is a time for preservation in this time. And, you know, you call in what you are fearing. You call in the negativity. When you focus on the negative, that's what comes to you. That's what you manifest. If you're focusing in on the positive, you're going to have positive things hit your life in all aspects, whether it be a new home, peace of mind, stress-free, just, you know, in all things tranquility. And you can find that, but you can't find it out there. You can find it inside your mind, inside your heart, inside your soul. And don't let them steal your soul and suck your soul, because that's exactly what they want you to do by having you feed their energy of negativity. And that's not what we want to do. We want to be able to persevere and move forward and to elevate our lives for ourselves, because they have no control over us. You are what you give. Your energy that you give life over to, as far as what you pay attention to, is what brings it to fruition. If you say, oh, I don't want to not have a bill in my life. Oh, I don't want to be late for work. Guess what? You're going to be late. You're going to be short on the bill. You know, what you say you don't want is what you attract. What you say that you want and you focus on that with your subconscious mind and your spirit, that's what you attract. So I just wanted to share that with you. So I digress. I wanted to, you know, say that so people don't think or have the connotation in my mind like, is she living on another planet? Does she not see what's going on around us and the matrix and all this stuff like that? Yes, I see it. Yes, I know it. And I've decided not to give it life or give it my energy, because my energy is very valid and very precious, and I don't give it out freely. And I'd rather give it into myself and helping individuals wake up from the matrix, from the control of I digress. June 9th, we are here. We have Jupiter entering Cancer. Now, Cancer, like I said in my other video yesterday, focuses in on, you know, the 4th house. Cancer's over the 4th house. It represents family, home, nurturing, self-care, security and savings, roots, all of that regarding the feminine aspect of ourselves. That's what Cancer represents. And the ruling planet of Cancer is the moon, which is the divine feminine, right? And the moon has to do with all things dealing with our emotions and how we feel, with our expressions and things like that. Again, the moon rules over our emotions and upbringing and ancestry. Cancer, like I said yesterday, is a very emotional sign, very sensitive and very intuitive. And it's nothing wrong. It's just all in finding that balance and not reacting, but being, quiet regardless of whatever the circumstances, whatever you come up with, is learning how to manage that and have it be equaled out in balance, not getting super emotional and not thinking before we do things type situation. And so Jupiter stated, and like I stated that I was going to talk about today, finds its emotional expression in Cancer today on May the 9th. Jupiter, in so many words, is helping us to use everything that we've learned thus far and, how to integrate it into our world. Like I mentioned a little bit ago, there's so many things that are going on. There's, the verge of war. We've got people rioting out in the streets. We've got storms. We've got tornadoes. We've got earthquakes. We've got all of these different things that are happening across the nation. And all of this has been brought up to this point. As above, as it is below. Things are ramping up in the cosmos as well. So we're getting hit with a lot of different solar storms. But anywho, it's all about how we integrate this energy into our world. Jupiter, in its essence, expands anything that it touches. So now that we're in the Cancer sign of Cancer, Cancer represents, again, those emotions. It's going to amplify those emotions. So tensions are running high. People are emotional. People are off their rocker, especially if they are not in tune with themselves and are emotionally regulated. And what I mean by that is not giving into the negative energy, that you have total control over yourself. That is what's key. When an individual has emotional control over themselves, they're not as likely to be manipulated or controlled, okay? And so this is what individuals must know, and that they're vibing high, not giving in to any of the negativity out there and doing things like that. So Jupiter focuses in also on confidence, and with it being in Cancer, it's a confidence in our capacity to connect and open up as a collective. So how we express ourselves, just like I said yesterday, if you feel like you need to talk to somebody about what you're feeling, how you're feeling, talk to yourself, talk to your family members, things like that. It's very important that you do that and express yourself in a healthy way. And, it's all about building on positive, awesome, deep relationships. Nothing surface level, nothing that's non-substance. We're dealing with deep stuff here. And one of the things that, it's going to ask you or divvy up is, how can I rise to be a more open, loving, expressive version of myself? This month, moving forward, how can I do that and being my authentic self and not trying to be what other people want me to be? How can I be the raw me minus the ego? What are some things that I can do to do that? And so it's also a great time to spend time with yourself, with your family, and making your home feel home. A lot of us spend a lot of time at home, so we need to be able to make it our home and make it warm and exciting and things like that. Again, we have got Jupiter, the planet of abundance, the planet of expansion, hitting us in Cancer, and it represents the growth, expansion, family, faith, optimism, having a optimism type point of view, looking at the positive and weeding out the negative, moving forward and not moving backward, wisdom, higher learning more about who you are as an individual, some of the things that you have learned in the past. This is a time where a lot of us start to question okay, I've been told that this was right, or, this truth was truth, but it's not truth. I'm not finding that it's truth anymore. It focuses on luck, opportunities. So a lot of individuals, regardless of your sign, are going to come into a lot of different opportunities, despite what the world says or the economy is. This is a divine energy that overrules anything on this realm and in this planet. Jupiter's energy overall is an expansive and uplifting energy. It's like a breath of fresh air, after being confined in a small space, is pretty much what Jupiter is. So, this is what it's about. It's about us expanding. It's about us being who we really want to be and stepping into our purpose, stepping into our calling. A lot of us are gifted. A lot of us have gifts. And now it's time for you to go inside to see exactly what that gift is and doing the best that you can with what you have, because everything that you need, everything that you would ever want is there for you. It is. And no matter what the powers that be try to say or do, they can't overrule the cosmos. They can't overrule any of that. Though they try to control it, they can't control nothing. And, just to also recognize and see and, for individuals to understand and know that since Jupiter is touching in on Cancer with dealing with emotions and things like that, like I said earlier, it expands everything. So if you've not dealt with, family trauma, past hurts, past pains, grief, lack of self-esteem, self-hatred, drug addiction, alcoholism, all of these things, it's going to ask you to look deeper and to change that and get on a more healthy path for yourself so that you can be your best self. And this is what this is all about. There's a lot of changes. There's a lot of changes that are happening all around us. But the most important thing is that we are staying true to ourselves and we're doing the next best thing, which is controlling ourselves. That's the only thing that we can control. We can control our energy. We can control our minds. We can control what we do and how and when we react and if we react. And that's power. That's power. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's hard to be positive in a negative world. You have to be able to control what you bring in regarding what you listen to, what you watch, what you give your energy over to. And I don't care. It could be friends. It could be a boyfriend, girlfriend, mother, sister, brother. If they are bringing you down and are dragging down your energy for the worse, you need to separate and to have nice boundaries, firm boundaries. Regarding that, because it's key in this time. And if you don't have that right now, focus on that. The key things that individuals could really do in this time is to really up their vibration, raise your vibration high and get it there, and be in, during this week on into next week, there's a lot of stuff popping off within the cosmos. We have got the full moon on the 11th. And within that, we've got Jupiter and Saturn going square. So they're going to be squaring off with each other. There's just going to be a lot of energy, and people are going to be like not happy or losing it if they're not emotionally regulated, which is key. So family, please remember that. And if you can and can't, and don't feel like you need to be around people, don't. Take time in solitude. Do what you need to do for yourself with yourself in this time, especially when energies are running high. Usually a lot of people will feel the crevice of the full moon the week before and the week after. So pay attention to your surroundings. Just know, all of this is working out for us and it's for our greater good. Paying attention to what gives us life, what gives us substance and happiness, is what's key in this time. But yes, family, please like, please subscribe, and definitely let me know in the comments what you plan to do with Jupiter being in Cancer and following up with this full moon here in Sagittarius on the 11th. But yes, let me know what you think. Please like, please subscribe, and comment. Peace.